staying with us at STL Live. I'm Sherry Farmer, and we are learning about the Opera Theater of St. Louis with my special guest, Acting Director of Marketing and Public Relations, On Lay. And before the break, we started talking about some of the shows that you have. You have a total of 4 and a world premiere. So give us more details.
Sure. So the world premiere that we were talking about earlier is the story of Charles Blow, who is a real-life New York Times columnist and journalist. And it is his very powerful memoir turned into an opera, but it's all about his coming of age in 1970s rural Louisiana. And it's his real experience dealing with some very hard issues, but also learning that moving on is sometimes the better choice rather than choosing to stay trapped in the past and letting your baggage defeat you. So it is a sad and poignant opera, but also ultimately very uplifting, and it's got some incredible music in it. We just heard the first rehearsal last night, and it's full of gospel church scenes and a little bit of country music, some blues and some jazz, and it's wonderful.
Yeah, that's quite a mix.
It's going to be really fun. We also have a beloved Mozart masterpiece called The Marriage of Figaro, which is a comedy and full of gorgeous costumes and beautiful set pieces, and it's set in the 18th century. So for people who like sort of a period bodice piece, that's definitely the one to come see.
And that would be a really good one for maybe a bachelorette group to get together, because it is about marriage.
It is. It is.
And everyone, can you give us a little bit more
ends happily.
Yeah.
Sure. It's about a lord of a castle who just decided that he wants to sleep with his servant Susanna. But she is betrothed to another servant named Figaro, and she does not plan on letting the count get his way. So she and her Figaro fiance come up with a plan to outwit the count, and they lead him on a crazy day of schemes and maneuvers and plotting. And it's a topsy-turvy kind of comical farce, but at the end of the day, everyone ends up with the right person, and it's really a wonderful and really fun piece.
And again, that's just 2. You have 2 more to share.
We do. We have also an opera called Rigoletto by Verdi, and that's a bit of a dark and stormy take on a father-daughter relationship. But the father, Rigoletto, is a court jester, and when he's not being a jaded man about the estate, he's actually a very tender father to his daughter, Gilda. But he does not know that Gilda has seen the Duke, his employer, and has fallen in love with him. And he does his best to protect her, but ultimately things don't turn out so well for them. But it's got beautiful music, and it is tragic, but it's one of those pieces that really just captures you and transports you to a different place. And then finally, we end the season with The Coronation of Papaya, which is an early Baroque opera by a composer named Monteverdi, but it's sort of the original Game of Thrones. It's a political thriller, and it's all about one woman who's determined to become the Empress of Rome, and nobody and nothing is going to get in her way, including the current Empress of Rome. And so she basically plans on sleeping her way to the top, blackmailing anyone who gets in her way. And it's full of scandal and murder, and it's a very bloody story. But it's done in a really fun 1960s staging, so it's going to feel very contemporary and very relevant, a little too relevant in some ways to people today. But it's all about the struggles of political players.
Wow, I mean, you're saying blood and fun all in one.
It is. You know, opera has that weird way of taking some really serious subjects and some really fun subjects and making them all into one perfect blend inside the theater.
And 2, folks don't have to worry about knowing a different language. It's all in English, correct?
Correct. We do every single opera in English, regardless of whether it was written in English or not. So when you come, you will immediately understand what's taking place on the stage. In addition to all of the singers singing in English, we actually project English super titles on either side of the stage. So even if you can't quite catch what the singer is singing, you can actually read along.
It's a little cheat sheet.
Yeah, you'll never miss a moment of the action.
All right, and how can folks get those tickets?
Sure, our tickets start at just $25 again, and people can find those online at experienceopera.org, which is our website.
And if someone wants to get into opera, can they come see you too? Do they try out?
Yeah, we do auditions in 6 cities across the country every single year, from the West Coast to the East Coast and everywhere in between. So we have a really, really well-regarded program for young singers, and we take applications in the late summer. So anyone looking for more information, again, can find it on our website.
Wonderful. Opera Theater of St. Louis 2019 festival season is now showing through June 30th at the Loretto-Hilton Center for the Performing Arts on the campus of Webster University. For tickets, call 314-961-0644 or visit experienceopera.org. OTSL's 2019 festival season features Blanchard and Lemon's Fire Shut Up in My Bones, Mozart's The Marriage of Figaro, Verdi's Rigoletto, Monteverdi's The Coronation of Papaya, Center Stage concert. There's more STL Live after this. Stay tuned.